Heya, and welcome to Ace of Space. One of my favorite things about the furry fandom is the amount of craftsmanship and creativity that goes into this fandom, such as through art and fursuit making. And while I've already covered some of my favorite artists in a previous episode of Ace of Space, I figured that today I would cover some of my favorite fursuit makers. Before I start, I just wanted to say that these aren't really in any specific order. I absolutely love each and every one of these makers, and I believe that all of them should get the same amount of praise and attention. But I did leave some of my most absolute favorite dreamy makers towards the end. It was already so hard to narrow it down just to 5 makers, so I may make more videos in the near future showcasing some more of my favorite fursuit makers, as over time I may find new makers that I love just as much. Anyway, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's get on to my first favorite fursuit maker on the list, which is Stuffed Tails Fursuits. Man, were those some adorable fursuits you just saw on screen right there. I absolutely love how this maker has just perfect shapes for all of their suits. Especially with the Dutch Angel dragons, the shapes are perfect, but with the canines as well. You can always tell what species this creator is trying to aim for with their fursuits. One of my favorite things about this suit maker though are the super cute and tiny eyes, but I also love how this maker can also shy away from the super cute and make suits look more punk and badass looking. Overall, this maker has such great suits and I love their style. With maker number 1 out of the way, let's move on to my next favorite maker, which is Nuke Creations. Man, honestly, I don't even know what specifically draws me to the suit maker, but I just love the style. There's just something about the way that they do their eyes and their muzzles, and it just draws my attention, and it makes them stand out as a suit maker. I don't really know how to describe it, but their faces are just so nice and proportional, while still providing that nice toony look. Overall, I just love the way that the maker does their heads, and I just can't stand how amazing their suits are. While Nuke Creations makes some spectacular looking suits, another maker that makes just as many spectacular suits is Deer in a Hat. Man, yet another maker with such stunning shapes. I absolutely love the way the maker does their muzzles. Their suits just have such bloopable noses and such cute maws. And there's always that little blep of the tongue sticking out, which I absolutely adore. I also absolutely love the way that the maker does the eyes. They're always super expressive, and along with that, these suits just look so nice and squishy. Man, I just love all the suits that this maker makes, and I would love to give one of them a hug, because they just look so huggable. They're friend-shaped. With Deer in a Hat out of the way, let's move on to my second to last favorite maker, which is Pin and Needlework. Now, some of you may have previously known them as Sunny Valley Creations, but this maker branched off from FBC and decided to create their own fursuit company. And man, have they done a spectacular job with doing their own fursuits. I mean, seriously, just look at their suits and try and tell me you don't like the look of their suits, because you honestly can't. There is so much to love about the suit maker, from the squishy beans to the amazing dizzy shape. Then there's also the smooth looking heads with tons of expression. What's not to love about this maker? Now, before we move on to our final fursuit maker, I just wanted to give one honorable mention to this suit maker who is not as well known, but I believe still deserves a lot of attention. Everybody take a look at Not Cool Kitty. Now that we've had our honorable mention, let's move on to my last and final favorite fursuit maker, which I absolutely adore. Drumroll please. It's Multicolor Bark. Yes, yes, I know literally everybody and their mom in the fandom loves multicolored bark. It's not original of me to put this maker on my list, but man, can you really blame me? I mean, just look at their suits. They're such high quality, and I honestly just can't take in all the gorgeousness of their suits. There is not one single suit that Multicolored Bark has made that I dislike. Every single one always turns out astonishing. The colors on a lot of their suits are just so bright and eye-catching, and Multicolored Bark always manages to capture super good shapes on the suits for each species. As well as that, MCB also just adds tons of expression into each and every suit. And even with the grumpy suits, they always just look so adorable and I just love them. Now, Multicolored Bark suits are amazing in photos, but if you ever get the opportunity to see them in person, they're just even more dazzling. Like, I recently got the opportunity to see a few of their suits in person, since there was recently a fursuit meet in my state, and there were 4 different Multicolored Bark suits there, and man, they were even more gorgeous in person. It was hard to take it all in. Anyway, enough about me gushing over Multicolored Bark suits. I want to know what you guys think. Do you agree with my list? Are there any fursuit makers you think I should have included? Feel free to comment down below who your favorite makers are, and thanks for watching. Remember to do something that makes you happy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!